Do you want to work on relationships with plant allies? Spring is here, so it's the perfect time to do that. Stay tuned, let's talk about it. Hi everybody, welcome back to another video by Plant Society. I'm Cherie, and today I want to talk about cultivating plant allies as we are growing our gardens. So we all know that the wheel of the year is turning. Spring is right around the corner, the sun is coming back. If you live in the US, Puxatawny Phil, the groundhog, did not see a shadow, so we're predicted to have an early spring. We all can hope. The bees are just going crazy right now, especially where I live, so it's a little bit warmer. We had about, I think it was a little above 60 today, so it's actually getting really nice. Our nights are still cold, but it definitely has me so stoked about this gardening season. And as an herbalist and even using plants for my ritual work, I always have this on my brain about what I'm going to plant, what I'm going to need, and then also looking outside on my walks, seeing what's coming in now, because that tells me that maybe I'm going to need those things in the future. I always like to start plants from seeds. I just love that, like, these little tiny packages have all this energy and life in them that burst forth, and they grow into these huge plants and provide you with medicine and food and nourishment, and it's just an amazing process. And during that whole process, that's when I'm developing my relationship with the plants. Now, sometimes you live in an area where you can't do that because you either have a really extreme or a really slow or short growing season, or it's just not feasible. And so starting off with plants that have already been started is just fine. You just have to work your relationship with them a little bit differently. So as you're planting your garden, there's more to it than just figuring out how much sunlight an area gets and placement and aesthetics. As you're working with your plants, sit in the space that you would like them to go. Have your plants with you and meditate with them and talk to them. Is this a place where they want to be? Do they want to sit here? Is it okay for them? And have these conversations with them, because their feeling of where they go is very, very important. So, you know, trust that process and communicate with them, because you're going to be working with them, and they'll tell you whether they like a place or not, or a spot in your garden or not. And some plants love each other and some plants don't, and you have to be very aware of that, because you'll have some plants choke out other plants for nutrients or sunlight, or some plants attract a certain kind of insect to them that is deadly to another plant, and if you have them next to each other, it's in essence like just attracting invaders to it. And so you want to be very aware of how all of that works, and very aware of what's going on in your garden, and doing that as you listen to them and work with them. So it takes a little bit of time and some trial and error, but as you spend all this time with your plants, you're going to develop a wonderful working relationship with them, so that they'll be stronger for your medicine or even for your ritual work. So it takes a little bit of time, it takes a little bit of practice, and I suggest starting off slowly, and don't overwhelm yourself. I have a tendency to do this all the time because I get so excited about all the things that I want to put out there that I get tons and tons of things, and then, you know, I get overwhelmed, and then I don't know what to do, so I panic. But with practice and taking your time, it'll come to you, and then you'll eventually get everything placed where you need to. Now, if you don't have outdoor space to garden, this applies in your house as well, with potted plants on your balcony, patio, porch, window, wherever. Listening to your plants and talking to them and working with them, even the ones you're growing from seed or the ones that you've picked up from the store or have been gifted. So you develop relationships with them as well in the same manner. It's just on a smaller scale, and that's just fine. So I hope you take all of this into consideration as you're working with your plants, and even as you're picking plants out, ask them, are you right for me? Do I need you? Does somebody around me need you? Or, you know, do you even want to be here? And that's a wonderful way to start as you are planning out what you need to do or what you want to do in your garden. If you have any tips or tricks about making plant allies or creating that relationship with plant allies, comment down below. Let me know what you're doing. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another pan video.